What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another favorites video for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, and let's get started. So today I am sharing with you guys the long-awaited top white nail polishes video. So if you guys have been following along, I have been doing a series on my channel of my favorite of each color of nail polish. I have already done a video of my favorite one coat black nail polishes, so I'll link that up in the cards, as well as the majority of the other colors of the rainbow. But today I wanted to do a video of my top 5 favorite white nail polishes, and I know this is less polishes than I normally share in these favorites videos, but I really wanted to narrow it down to what I consider to be the best 5 polishes in my collection for white nail polish. So before we get started, I just wanted to give you guys a quick disclaimer and let you guys know that white nail polish is actually pretty hard to film because it always kind of looks good on camera, even if the polish isn't necessarily great, because of the way that the white is so bright and the reflections of my lights. It almost always looks like it's got a nice smooth formula. So I'm going to be doing a few different types of things in this video to try to showcase a little bit better how the white polish performs. First, I'm going to actually take a piece of scrap paper and I'm painting a big black line over it. In case anybody's wondering, I am using Salon Perfect oil slick for this, but I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to paint on each of the 5 colors so you can actually see the opacity of the white over black nail polish. I'm also going to be showing you guys all of the white polishes in lower lighting because, like I said, with the bright lights it always kind of looks super opaque and smooth, but with the lower lighting you can kind of see if there's any patchiness or if there's anything that's like not really self-leveling. So I'm gonna do that, but I wanted to give you guys a quick example of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take this shade Salon Perfect Pillow Talk. This is not one of my top 5s. This is actually what I would consider to be a not so great white nail polish. So I'm gonna show you guys really quickly how it performs. This is like our Control, and then the other ones are the much better versions. As I paint it on, you can kind of see it's really sheer, it's a little bit milky, it's almost got like a little bit of a jelly consistency to it, not an opaque white cream shade. Now that's not to say that this polish isn't useful for other applications, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but just in terms of opacity, it's really not there. Okay, so now painting on that second coat, you can see it actually looks a lot better on camera. It looks pretty much opaque and it looks like a nice smooth white creamy nail polish, but once I put it in that lower lighting, you can actually see that there's a lot of patchiness. It's not fully opaque in those 2 coats. I would personally need a third for this one, and as you can see when I paint that over the black, you can see just how sheer this polish is. So again, even though it is difficult to show the whites on camera, I am going to do those 2 different things so you can see just a little bit better how those perform. And like I said before, I don't think this is a useless nail polish, this Salon Perfect one. I do actually enjoy it for like a soft white sheer manicure, and I do think that's pretty nice to have every once in a while, but this one is definitely not one of my top white nail polishes. So now that we've talked about a not so great white nail polish, let's talk about the great white nail polishes. So I'm actually not going to go in order of favorites here, not that I ever do, but obviously these are all my favorites, so I chose to do them in order of opacity. So starting with the least opaque, which is still very opaque, and ending with the most opaque. Just so you guys know, more opaque doesn't necessarily mean better. Like I said, these are my top 5 favorite nail polishes, so they're all very good. They all require 2 coats for full opacity, so it's just nice to know which ones are more opaque to use for nail art, which ones are thinner to use for a base coat, that kind of thing. I'm going to go over all that. I'm going to talk to you guys in detail about each one, and then I'm also going to tell you guys the size of the bottle and how much it costs, just in case that influences your decision. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So we'll start off with Carpe Diem. This one is from CIRQUE Colors, which is of course a pure white cream. So I feel like this one's kind of interesting. I've never seen it listed anywhere, but every bottle that I've had of Carpe Diem has actually had this really tiny sliver of like a golden shimmer running throughout. It's not listed on their website, and I've never seen anybody else mention it before, but I do want to note that that is present in here. To be honest, when I paint it on my nails, it's really not visible, but I feel like there's something about it that's just barely visible that helps the polish look like a polish instead of looking like whiteout, if that makes sense. So I really do think that that little tiny shimmer actually adds to it, even though you really can't see it, and I would still consider it to be a cream nail polish. As you can see, it's not fully opaque in one coat, but it does apply really smoothly. It's not gummy or chalky on the nail like a lot of white nail polishes tend to be. This one does have a thin round brush, so if you are a fan of those, this is a really great option for you. And of course, CIRQUE has a really incredible formula, so very easy to work with and it's very smooth. So here I'm showing you guys that darker light setting. You can see that it is still fully opaque. It doesn't have that patchiness that we saw with the Salon Perfect shade, and it does self-level. So you can also see that in this lighting. You can tell that it does self-level and it's smooth across the entire nail instead of being lumpy and bumpy. And I feel like that's another thing that's pretty rare in a white nail polish. Not all of these are self-leveling, but this one is very good for that. And then here it is over the dried black nail polish. So you can see it's already a lot more opaque than the Salon Perfect one, even though this is the least opaque of the ones that I'm talking about today. So this polish is 10 free, meaning it's free of 10 of the dangerous chemicals that are often found in nail polish. It is vegan and it is cruelty free. And this bottle is 11 milliliters and it retails for $12.50 USD. Okay, so next up we have Soft Serve from ISCREAM Nails. This is another indie brand. This one's actually based out of Australia, but they do ship internationally. So if you guys are Aussie based, you can check this one out. It's a very awesome brand. They have these really cute ice cream shaped bottles, which I actually think are adorable and I love them. But just keep in mind, because it is a triangular brush, it does feel a little different to hold. So it's easy to get used to, but I do think the first few nails might be difficult the first time you're applying it. And this one does have a slightly wide brush. It's not really ridiculously wide, but it's just wide enough, which I really enjoy. And again, it's very nearly a one coater. It's a very thin formula, even though it is super opaque. So it's actually really easy to work with. The second coat does bring it to full opacity, and because it's so thin, I think this is one of those polishes that's really great for a base for stuff, like for different types of nail art where you don't want to have too many thick layers on your nails. I think this is a really great option for that. And again, it's another self-leveling formula. You can see in the dark lighting that it's very smooth overall and it is fully opaque. And then here it is over that black. Again, just a bit more opaque overall than the CIRQUE one. So this one is another formula that is 10 free, cruelty free, and vegan. This one is a 10 milliliter bottle for $12.50 USD. I do actually have a discount code for the ISCREAM Nails store, so I will write that right here so you guys can check that out if you're interested. Alright, so next up we have White Tips from ORLY, and this one is actually originally meant to be like the French manicure tip for your nails, but it does have a regular brush inside, so you can use it as a full manicure. Which, by the way, fun fact, did you guys know that ORLY apparently invented the French manicure? I did not know that. But yeah, so the more you know. I honestly love ORLY for so many reasons. They have these huge bottles, they have a rubber grip top that makes it so easy to open every single time, and they do have a wide flat brush that also has a rounded tip, so you can apply your nail polish so smoothly and easily. And again, it just has such a smooth formula. This is another one that's really thin, so it's easy to work with. It's not chalky or gummy, and it's super self-leveling. Honestly, ORLY is just a very underrated brand in my opinion, and I feel like just the combination of all of the things that make this bottle good are why it is a perfect white nail polish for beginners. So very easy application, very thin formula, very big bottle, so you're really getting a lot for your money here. I mean, the other ones are really good, but I do think that some white nail polish requires sort of an intermediate level. It's a little difficult when you're first getting started, but I do think this one is a really good beginner option for you. Here it is over the black again. You can just see another really great opacity. I think it's about the same opacity as the ISCREAM Nails one. So this polish is actually 12 free, meaning free of 12 of those dangerous chemicals that are often found in nail polish. It is also cruelty free, and since it's a mainstream brand, it's available in a ton of different places. At Sally Beauty, it is $7.49 USD for the 18 milliliter bottle, so I'll link that down below. Alright, next up we have OPI Alpine Snow. So if you guys watch my nail art videos or my nail polish 101 videos, then you've probably seen this one a lot. And that is because this polish right here is my favorite white nail polish of all time. I have actually gone through more bottles of OPI Alpine Snow than I have any other polish ever of all time, like including base and top coats. I go through the most OPI Alpine Snows. So that's how often I use this particular white, even though, like I said, I do love all these other ones too. I mean, like I said, all of these ones that I'm sharing with you guys are good. This just out of personal preference, this one is my favorite because one, I do love the OPI formula. Two, OPI has my favorite brush. It is a wide flat brush, but it's not too wide, so it's really easy to work with. Because it's a mainstream brand, it's very easily available. Honestly, when I use this one as a base for different types of nail arts, I usually just do one coat because it's so opaque for me and for my short nails, but it does take 2 coats to get that full opacity as a full manicure. This formula is a little bit thicker than the other ones that I've mentioned so far, but I still have a really easy time applying it. It's mostly self-leveling, but because it is thicker, it's not always, so you don't want to work in like bigger clumps because those won't actually level out by themselves. But yeah, I feel like this is a really reliable polish. I have so many backups of this one. Anytime it starts to get a little bit too thick for me, like when I'm at the end of the bottle, I just add a little bit of thinner and it revitalizes it perfectly, and I don't know, I love this one so much. So here you can see over black, this one's super opaque, so I do use it almost all the time for nail art. So OPI is 3 free, and because it's a mainstream brand, it's available in a ton of places. I get mine most often from HB Beauty Bar, so that is $9 USD for the 15 milliliter bottle there. And again, I do have a discount code for them as well. You can use the code KELLI for 22% off your order, so I'll write that here as well for you guys. And finally, we have HOLO Taco Not Milky White. So this one is another super opaque white cream, and full disclosure on this one, I actually did end up adding thinner to this bottle. I feel like the formula on this polish in particular is just really thick, and for me it was just a little bit too thick to actually use as a regular nail polish instead of just for nail art. So I did have to add a little bit of thinner, which I think made the polish a lot more workable. But yeah, it's a super opaque polish, and that is why it's so thick, because it's just so opaque. It's very nearly a 1 coater, but I do end up having to throw on a second to get that full opacity. Because it is so thick, it isn't self-leveling, but I mean, I always use top coat anyway in my manicures, so it's not that big of a deal for me. Again, you just want to make sure that you're not working with like really thick clumps of it. This one I don't often wear as a full manicure or as a base color, but I do think that it's a great opacity for using in nail art. So if you're working with white over another color, I feel like this is a really great option for that. It also dries super quick, so it's really fun for like if you're trying to do a quick nail art, you don't want to wait forever for it to dry. This one also does have that round thin brush, so if you like that, this is another great option for you. And you can see in the low lighting just how opaque this is. Even though it isn't entirely self-leveling, it is fully opaque. There's no patchiness over the nail, so you can really see that white fully through. And then here it is over the black. Again, super opaque, great for nail art. So HOLO Taco is vegan and cruelty free, and they retail for $11 USD for the 12 milliliter bottle. So yeah, those are my favorites. Obviously there's no point in doing my usual little chart because all of them do look exactly the same white on my nails, but I will pull up the swatches over black again just so you guys can see, and you can screenshot that if you want to check out which ones are the most opaque. But yeah, like I said, these are just my top favorites, and there's still a lot of other good white nail polishes out there. And of course, please remember that my nails are short, so my experience with these polishes as 2 coaters is mostly because my nails are the length that they are. So if you have longer nails or shorter nails, you might have a different experience in how many layers you have to do. If you have super short nails and you don't really have visible nail line, a lot of these are probably going to be 1 coaters for you. And if you have really long nails, these might be 3 or even 4 coaters for you. So please just keep that in mind. But yeah, so those are my favorite white nail polishes. I would love to hear from you guys, so let me know in the comments if you have any favorites that I haven't mentioned, or if your favorite is one of the ones that I have mentioned. I love talking to you guys, so let me know in the comments below. If you guys are enjoying the favorite series so far, please give this one a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And that is it for this video, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Alright, so fun fact, the reason that I haven't painted my nails and the reason why I have all these very weirdly colored band-aids on is because today I gave myself not 1 but 2 paper cuts on the same package when I was opening nail mail. Like, I opened it up and I was like, ow, paper cut, ooh, I gotta be careful. And then I continued opening it up and I did not get any more careful. And then I gave myself another paper cut on the other finger. And then to make matters worse, I actually am out of band-aids, except for I had a couple of carrot-shaped band-aids. So now I just have these really bright orange, weird-looking band-aids on my fingers. And I don't know, I was like feeling like they're the kind of paper cuts that really hurt. So I just didn't want to paint my nails and like have nail polish chemicals or acetone really close to those cuts. So I'm just gonna give myself a little day to heal. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the look. Alright, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye!